Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaya Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Didiyam Ashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtiki. We're continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 11. The Vedic Kirtan pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Text 15 onwards. रामानंद राय आइला गजपति संगे प्रथमे प्रभुरे आसे मिलिला बहुरंगे. When King Prataprudra returned to Jagannath Puri, so he was in Cuttack. Cuttack was the capital at that time. So he came back from Cuttack to Jagannath Puri. Ramanand Rai came with him. Ramanand Rai immediately went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with great pleasure. So all Indian kings are given titles. Sometimes they are known as Chhatrapati, sometimes Narpati, sometimes as Ashwapati, and so on. The king of Odisha is addressed as Gajpati. Rai Pranati Kaila Prabhu Kaila Alingana Dui Jane Prema Veshe Karena Krandan. Upon meeting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ramanand Rai offered his obeisances. The Lord embraced him, and both of them began to cry in great ecstasy of love. Rai Sange Prabhu Deki Sneha Vyavahara Sarva Bhakta Ganir Mane Haila Chamathara. Seeing Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intimate dealings with Sri Ramanand Rai, all the devotees there were astonished. Rai kahe Toma Raja Raja ke kahila Toma Richay Raja Mora Vishaye Chadaila. Ramanand Rai said, I duly informed King Prataprudra of your order for me to retire from service. By your grace, the king was pleased to relieve me of these material activities. The Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Ramanand Rai to retire from his governorship, and according to Lord's desire, Ramanand Rai petitioned the king. The king was very pleased to give him leave, and thus Ramanand Rai retired from service and received a pension from the government. See, this is how devotees are making a case for Maharaj Prataprudra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should see him. So Ramanand Rai, very, very dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he's going and he's saying, oh, I petitioned for release, for retirement from my job. And King Prataprudra, he immediately did it. And look at the pension that he gave. Ami kahi ama haite nahaye vishaya Chaitanya charane raho yadi agyahaya. I said, Your Majesty, I am now not willing to engage in political activities. I desire only to stay at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kindly give me permission. Tumhara naam shuni Raja Anandita haila, asana haite uthi mora alingana kaila. When I submitted this proposal, the king immediately became very pleased upon hearing your name. Indeed, he instantly rose from his throne and embraced you. तुम्हारे नाम सुनी हैला महाप्रेम वेश मोर हाथे धारी करे प्रीति विशेष. My dear Lord, as soon as the king heard your holy name, he was immediately overwhelmed by great ecstatic love. Catching my hand, he displayed all the symptoms of love. तुम्हारे ये वर्तन तुम्ही खाओ से वर्तन निश्चिंत हया भजन चैतन्य चरण. As soon as he heard my petition, he immediately granted me a pension without reductions. Thus the king granted me a full salary as a pension and requested me to engage without anxiety in the service of the Lord Lotus feet. So king gave the full salary as a pension to Ramanand Rai for the rest of his life. Why? Because he was He was going to spend rest of his life with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. See, serving the Lord, we are never a loser. Never. Ami char yogya nahi tara darshane, tare yai bhuje tar, safala jivane. Then Maharaj Pratap very humbly said, I am most fallen and abominable, and I am unfit to receive an interview with the Lord. One's life is successful if one engages in his service. On the other hand, he's saying, I'm so fallen, I cannot get an interview with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And on the other hand, Ramanand Rai is going to spend the rest of his life with Mahaprabhu. Param kripalu teha brajendra nanda, kona janme mor avashya dibena darshan. The king then said, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda. He is very merciful, and I hope that in a future birth he will allow me an interview. Interview or darshan. Actually, it mentioned darshan. That he will let me just come see him. Yatahara prema arti dekhi to maate, tara ek prema lesha nahika amate. My Lord, I don't think that there is even a fraction of Maharaj Pratap Rudra's loving ecstasy in me. Prabhu kahe tumi Krishna bhakat pradhan, toma ke ye piriti kare sei bhagyavan. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, my dear Ramananda Rai, you are the foremost of all the devotees of Krishna. Therefore, whoever loves you is certainly a very fortunate person. Tomate ye ta priti haila rajara, ei guna Krishna tare karibe angikara. Because the king has shown so much love for you, Lord Krishna will certainly accept him. See, Mahaprabhu's heart is beginning to melt. So he's saying Krishna will certainly accept him. Because the king is serving the devotees of the Lord. King Prataprudra requested an interview with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through the Bhattacharya, who duly submitted the request. The Lord, however, immediately refused this interview. Now, when Ramanand Rai informed the Lord how eager the king was to see him, the Lord was immediately pleased. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Ramanand Rai to retire from his government post and come to Shri Purushottam Kshetra, Jagannath Puri, to live with him. When this proposal was submitted to King Prataprudra, he immediately accepted it and also encouraged Ramanand Rai by allowing him a full pension. This was very much appreciated by them, and this confirms the fact that the Lord is more pleased when one serves the servant of the Lord. In ordinary parlance, it is said, if you love me, love my dog. To approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one has to go through his confidential servant. This is the method. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu clearly says, because the king loves you, Ramanand Rai is very fortunate. Krishna will certainly accept him due to his love for you. Ye me bhakta jana partha, na me bhakta chate jana, mad bhakta nam chaye bhaktas, te me bhakta tama bhakta. Lord Krishna told Arjuna, those who are my direct devotees are actually not my devotees, but those who are the devotees of my servant are factually my devotees. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quotes this verse from Adi Purana. This is also included in Laghu Bhagavatam. So this is very important for us. Krishna says, those who are my direct devotees are actually not, but those who are the devotees of my servant are factually my devotees. So he is always ready to give his mercy to the people who are serving his devotees. This is how much he loves his devotees. Adara paricharyayam sarvanger abhivandanam mad bhakta pujya bhidika sarva bhuteshu manamati mad artheshu anga cheshta vachasa mad guneranam may arpanam cha manasa sarva kama vivarjana. My devotees take great care and respect in rendering me service. They offer obeisances to me with all their bodily limbs. They worship other devotees and find all living entities related to me. For me, they engage the entire energy of their bodies. They engage the power of speech in the glorification of my qualities and form. They also dedicate their minds unto me and try to give up all kinds of material desires. Thus, my devotees are characterized. So, these two verses are quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. They were spoken by Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, who was answering Uddhav's inquiry about devotional service. So, this is how he is glorifying his devotees. And then Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Paratram Devi Tadiyanam Samarjam. Lord Shiva told the goddess Durga, my dear Devi, although the Vedas recommend worship of demigods, the worship of Lord Vishnu is the topmost. However, above the worship of Lord Vishnu is the rendering of service to Vaishnavas, who are related to Lord Vishnu. This Lord Shiva told Mother Durga, this is how dear the devotees are to Krishna or Vishnu. The Vedas are divided into three divisions: Karma Kand, Jnana Kand, and Upasana Kand. These are activities dealing with fruitive work, empiric philosophical speculation, and worship. There are recommendations in the Vedas for the worship of various demigods, as well as Lord Vishnu. In this quotation from the Padma Puran, Lord Shiva answers a question posed to him by Goddess Durga. This verse is also included in Laghu Bhagavatamrita by Srila Rupa Goswami. The words Vishnu or Aradhanam refer to the worship of Lord Vishnu or Krishna. Thus, the supreme form of worship is the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. It is further concluded that the worshipper of Lord Vishnu renders better service by worshipping the devotees of Lord Krishna. There are different types of devotees, those in Shantras, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Ras. Although all the rasas are on the transcendental platform, Madhurya Ras is the supreme transcendental mellow. Consequently, it is concluded that the worship of devotees engaged in Lord's service in Madhurya Ras is a supreme spiritual activity. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his followers mainly worship Lord Krishna in Madhurya Ras. Other Vaishnava Acharyas recommended worship up to Vatsalya Ras. Therefore, Sri Rupa Goswami in his Vidagdha Madhava describes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's cult as the supreme. Anarpita Charimachira, because in this path, Anarpita Charimachira, Mahaprabhu appeared in this age of Kali to exhibit the super excellence of Madhurya Ras, a gift never previously bestowed by any Acharya or incarnation. Anarpit, it was never given earlier. Consequently, Mahaprabhu is accepted as the most magnanimous incarnation. It is he only who distributed love of Krishna while exhibiting the super excellence of loving Krishna in the conjugal ras. So that nobody had given before. And that's what Mahaprabhu gave. And anybody who's serving the devotees in Madhurya Ras, they are very, very dear to Krishna. Durapa hi alpa tapasa seva vekuntha vartmasu yatropa giyate nityam deva deva janardana. Those whose austerity is meager can hardly obtain the service of the pure devotees, progressing on the path back to the kingdom of Godhead, the Vaikunthas. Pure devotees engage 100% in glorifying the Supreme Lord, who is the Lord of the demigods and controller of the living entities. So this is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam. It was spoken by Vidura in his conversation with Maitreya Rishi, a great devotee of the Lord. So everywhere it is explained how we should be serving the devotees of the Lord to get his mercy. Puri Bharti Gosai Swarup Nityanand Jagdanand Mukundadi Yat Bhakta Vrinda. Parmanand Puri, Parmanand Bharti Gosai, Swarup Damodar Gosai, Lord Nityananda, Jagadanand, Mukunda, and others were present before the Lord at that time. Chari Gosai Kaila, Rai Charana Vandana, Yatha Yogya Sabha Bhakti Karila Milan. Sri Ramanand Rai therefore offered his obeisances to all the Lord's devotees, in particular to the four spiritual masters. Thus Ramanand Rai suitably met all the devotees. So the four spiritual masters referred to in this verse are Paramanand Puri, Brahmanand Bharti, Swarup Damodar, and Lord Nityananda. प्रभु कहे राय देखी ले कमल नयन राय कहे एवे यही पाप दर्शन. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramanand Rai, have you already visited the temple of the lotus-eyed Lord Jagannath? Ramanand Rai replied, I shall now go visit the temple. प्रभु कहे राय तुम्हें की कार्य करीले ईश्वरे न देखी केने आगे एथा आईले. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, what have you done, my dear Rai? Why did you not first see Lord Jagannath and then come here? Why have you come here first? Rai kahe charan rath hridaya sarathi yahan laya yahe tahan yahe jivarathi. Ramanand Rai said, the legs are like the chariot and the heart is like the charioteer. So wherever the heart takes a living entity, the living entity is obliged to go. See, the devotees of Mahaprabhu, even when from Navadvip, when all the devotees come, they will also not go to see Jagannath. They first came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even Ramananda, first he came to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna explains, Ishvara Sarva Bhutana, Trideshe Arjun Tishtati, Brahmyam Sarva Bhutani Yantra Arunani Mayaya. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjun, and is directing the wanderings of all living entities, so seated as in a machine made of material energy. Thus the living entity wanders within this universe, riding upon a chariot, body, restored by material nature. The similar explanation is given in Kat Upanishad. It is said that the living entity is a passenger riding in the chariot of the body, which is offered by material nature. The intelligence is a charioteer, the mind constitutes the reins controlling the horses, and the senses are the horses. Thus, a living entity is a false enjoyer of the material world, false enjoyer. So one who is advanced in Krishna consciousness can control the mind and intelligence and in this way reign in the horses, the senses, even though they're very powerful. The one who can control the senses by his mind and intelligence can very easily approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Vishnu, whose ultimate goal of life. So this is what Ramananda Rai said, the heart is the charioteer. Well, heart, or in the heart the soul is there, and the legs of the chariot, and my charioteer just brought the chariot to your place to see you first. Ami ki kariba mana iha laya aila Jagannath darshane vicharana kaila. Shri Ramanand Rai continued, what shall I do? My mind has brought me here. I could not consider going first to Lord Jagannath's temple. प्रभु कहे शीघ्र गिया कर दर्शन आइछे घर याई कर कुटुंब मिलान. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, immediately go to Lord Jagannath's temple to see the Lord. Then go home and meet your family members. Prabhu agya paya raye chalila darshane rayer prema bhakti riti bujhe kon jane. Having received Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's permission, Ramanand Rai hastily went to the temple of Lord Jagannath. Who can understand the devotion service of Rai Ramanand? Kshetre ashi raja sarvabhume bolaila sarvabhume namaskari tahare puchila. When King Prataprudra returned to Jagannath Puri, he called for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. When the Bhattacharya went to see the king offered him respects and made the following inquiries. मोर लागी प्रभु पद कैले निवेदन, सार्वभौम कहे कहीं अनेक जतान. The king asked, "Have you submitted my petition to the Lord?" Sarvabhauma replied, "Yes, with much endeavor I have tried my best." तथापि न करे तेह राज दर्शन, क्षेत्र छाड़ी जाबेन पुनः यदि कर निवेदन. Yet despite my great endeavor, the Lord would not agree to see a king. Indeed, he said that if he were asked again, he would quit Jagannath Puri and go elsewhere. Shuniya rajar mane dukh upajila, vishad kariya kichu kahite lagila. Hearing this, the king became very unhappy and greatly lamenting, began to speak as follows. पापी नीच उद्धारी ते तार अवतार, जगाई मधाई ते करीला उद्धार. The king said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has descended just to deliver all kinds of sinful, low-born persons. Consequently, he has delivered sinners like Jagai and Madhai. And that story has reached Jagannath Puri already. Pratap Rudra chadi karibe jagat nistara, ei pratigya kari kariya chenavtara. Alas, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu incarnated to deliver all kinds of sinners, with the exception of a king named Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is thus described by Narottam Das Thakur. Patita pavana hetu tav avatara, mosam patita prabhu na pai bear. If Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended to reclaim sinners, then one who is the most sinful and low-born is the first candidate for the Lord's consideration. Maharaj Pratap Rudra considered himself a most fallen soul because he had to deal with material things constantly and enjoy material profits. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's business was the deliverance of the most fallen. How then could he reject the king? The more fallen a person is, the more he has a right to be delivered by the Lord, provided, of course, he surrenders unto the Lord. Maharaj Pratap Rudra was a fully surrendered soul. Therefore, the Lord could not refuse him on the grounds that he was a worldly bound shilling man. So this is the humility of Maharaj Pratap Rudra. Although he is king, but he is so humble. He is saying, I'm so fallen that I'm not going to get the mercy of Mahaprabhu. Although he is serving the devotees. As a king, of course, he could have just barged into the house, but still that doesn't mean he would have gotten darshan of Mahaprabhu. But this humility and his mood of service of the devotees. So slowly we'll see how Mahaprabhu's heart gets transformed. And he gives him darshan later on. Okay, I guess we can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Everybody must be ready to see Lord Ram's Pran Pratishtha today.
Yes, Prabhuji. मंदिर भी जाना है.
Yeah.
हाँ.
It'll be amazing.
सब जगह हवन हो रहे हैं और कीर्तन और सब कुछ. बहुत ही अच्छा सा एटमॉस्फेयर हुआ है प्रभु जी.
पूरा दिवाली है प्रभु जी.
हाँ, पूरा दिवाली से भी ज्यादा प्रभु जी.
प्रभु जी यहाँ से लेके सिटी मतलब फैजाबाद सिटी अराउंड 10 किलोमीटर्स है जहाँ हम रहते हैं. वहाँ एयरपोर्ट के पास से लेके फ्रॉम टिल अयोध्या तो खैर अलग ही वाइब्रेशन है अभी. मतलब वाइब ही अलग है वहाँ की. पूरे रेलिंग पे फ्लावर्स ही फ्लावर्स है और गमले ही गमले में. इट्स टू गुड. मतलब अब तो राम जन्मभूमि ट्रस्ट ने कह दिया कि डोनेशंस बंद कर दीजिए आप लोग. क्योंकि मुझे इतने डोनेशंस आ चुके हैं बाहर से, फॉरेन कंट्री से भी, कि मतलब जैसे कि अब रुक जाइए, अब आप लोग मत करिए.
ओवरफ्लो हो गया.
ओवरफ्लो हो चुका है.
किसी ने नहीं सोचा था इतना कुछ हो जाएगा.
मतलब सच में विष्णु जी की कृपा जो है ना, नारायण लक्ष्मी जी की, वो बरसती है, दिख रहा है अयोध्या में. इतना
वो तो अयोध्या यहाँ नोएडा और दिल्ली एनसीआर में भी अयोध्या जैसा सुबह सुबह भजन सुनाई दिया. सुबह से
कल
लोग
मुझे
से
भजन कर
हमारे
रहे
यहाँ तो
हैं।
प्रभात फेरियां निकल रही हैं, कल से, कल
कल
सुबह
से
से
हाँ,
शुरू हुई
अखंडे
है।
रामायण
हाँ
कहीं चल रहा है, कहीं पे
हाँ, कहीं चल रहा है।
सुबह सुबह शंख बज रहे हैं, कहीं पे कुछ मतलब ब्रह्म मुहूर्त से ही स्टार्ट हो गए, कल से ही।
इतना सुंदर, बहुत बढ़िया।
हरी बोल।
मैं तो ये सोच रही थी कि जब एक्चुअली भी आए होंगे, मतलब जब ये हुआ होगा तो वहां पे
तब
कैसा
क्या सीन
माहौल होगा, तब क्या होगा, मतलब तो कैसा था वहाँ। सुबह से मेरे को यही थॉट आया जा रहा है कि मतलब कितने फॉर्चुनेट होंगे वो लोग, या उस सदी के बंदे जो इन्होंने सब कुछ देखा, और
अच्छा,
पागल
बाय
लोग
द वे,
होंगे। और
महा माता जी, महासंक्रांति के दिन मैं आई वाज देयर, मेरी सिस्टर
हाँ
आई हुई थी, तो हम सब वहां गए थे। राम की पैड़ी जहाँ पे वो है ना, सरयू नदी का उन्होंने वो पूरा बनाया हुआ है किनारे। कौन सा ऐसा चैनल, हिंदी चैनल था जो नहीं था वहां पे? सारे लाइव टेलीकास्ट डेली कर रहे हैं। मतलब हमने देखा एक के बाद एक सारे 5-6 चैनल्स जो है ना, वो सारे आए हुए थे। अलग ही मतलब बना हुआ है अयोध्या का अभी ना सीन। और कल प्रभु जी, ये पता नहीं क्या बताऊं, एयरपोर्ट के बगल में घर होने की वजह से ना, कल पूरी रात, कल सारे वीवीआईपी आए हैं, पूरी रात प्लेन्स
हाँ
आई हैं। और
हाँ।
चार चिनूक हेलीकॉप्टर्स खड़े हैं यहाँ पे बीच में ही। और मतलब एक अलग किला नुमा बन गया है पूरा एयरपोर्ट। और 100, अब आप, मैं बताऊं, अगर ये बिलीव नहीं करेंगे, 100 चार्टर्ड प्लेन्स आके खड़ी हैं, 100 के
बाप रे
आसपास।
बाप रे।
वाह।
हाँ, बट ये
अब तो
मतलब अनाउंसमेंट।
पार्किंग कम पड़ गई प्रभु जी, पूरे यूपी
हम्म,
में अलग अलग एयरपोर्ट्स को यूज किया गया है।
हाँ बिल्कुल प्रभु जी। ये
It's
कुछ
it's a different
आई नो।
event altogether.
बिल्कुल।
और लकी हो
Anyway,
विनय प्रभु जी, आप वहाँ पे हो और सब कुछ नहीं आंखों से देख पा रहे हो,
कल
मतलब
कल जा
महसूस
रहे हैं
कर रहे हो
माता
उस
जी,
चीज
कल।
को।
आज तो बिल्कुल ही पैक है एकदम,
हाँ हाँ
मतलब
हाँ, कल भी
ब्लॉक
रहेगा
है
सब
कल।
कुछ देखने के लिए तो।
हाँ, लेकिन कल हम जा रहे हैं, हम कुछ फ्रेंड्स मिलके यहाँ पे कल ही
वेरी
दर्शन
गुड,
करेंगे मंदिर।
वेरी गुड, वेरी गुड।
और अब हमारे कृष्ण लला की बारी है, नेक्स्ट मथुरा की।
हाँ
हाँ नेक्स्ट तो वो है, अब उस पे तो और क्या होगा
हाँ,
पता नहीं।
नहीं बिल्कुल होगा
कितने
प्रभु जी।
कितने लोग
Positive
आएंगे,
होगा।
क्या होगा कुछ नहीं पता।
बढ़िया ही होगा देखना है, ऐसा ही
हाँ
होगा, इससे ज्यादा ही
होगा तो
होगा,
बहुत बढ़िया।
तो बढ़िया बढ़िया ही होगा। मैं भी देखती रामायण में हम लोगों ने पढ़ते थे ना, जैसे राम जी अयोध्या में आए और अयोध्या नगरी कैसे सजी हुई थी, तो मतलब
हम्म
विजुलाइज ही कर पाते थे अपनी एक छोटी सी लिमिटेड उसमें। बट अब यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं तो इतने में ही इतना कुछ हो रहा है, और मुझे ये चीज मैं ना उससे मैच नहीं कर पा रही हूँ एक्चुअली, कि वहां जो
हम्म
ओरिजिनली हुआ होगा और ये वाला
हम्म।
हाँ
कितना
तब
वो
क्या
है,
सीन होगा, तब
तब
क्या
क्या
सीन।
सीन होगा।
Prabhuji
हाँ।
is representing all of us there.
अब
कौन?
एब्सोल्युटली।
हाँ, विनय प्रभु जी तो यस माता जी।
हाँ
हम्म। हम सबकी तरफ से
आप
विनय प्रभु जी चिट्ठी
हम
डाल
सब
देना।
की
धन्यवाद,
तरफ से
धन्यवाद।
आप
आपकी
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल माता जी। मैं कल
एप्लीकेशन।
जाऊंगा, और कल
हाँ,
मंदिर में जाके मैं आप सबके लिए प्रार्थना करूंगा कि हम
राइटिंग में
सब
देके आना
मिलके।
प्रभु जी, राइटिंग में।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, मैं आज ही तैयार कर लूंगा माता जी पूरा स्क्रिप्ट।
हाँ
प्रार्थना दे
बिल्कुल,
देना
हम
कि
सबके।
अगली बार हमें भी आने दें दर्शन के लिए जब
हाँ,
हम
आने
आएंगे।
दें।
हाँ हाँ
हम
बिल्कुल।
सबको बुलाने के लिए।
सबके
बिल्कुल
साइन
बिल्कुल
दे देना,
बिल्कुल
सबके साइन करके देके आना प्रभु जी, अपनी तरफ से दे देना
बिल्कुल,
बस।
जरूर जरूर माता जी, जरूर।
चलो, थैंक यू ऑल वेरी मच।
थैंक यू
एंजॉय
प्रभु जी,
करिए
थैंक यू।
थोड़ा राम
हरे कृष्णा, जय श्री
रिलेशन। हरे
जय
कृष्ण।
श्री
हरे
राम, हरे
कृष्णा,
कृष्णा।
जय श्री